Thank you for tuning in to Global Elite Media presents Patricia. Let's talk. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Share this audio with someone who needs it. This is part 2, electrons. I am one with all things. Now, they say that, this is continuing on, they say that everything is alive. Nothing is dead. Animated and inanimated. Everything is alive. And if you crunch a piece of paper, that is felt, can be felt because it's alive. I know one lady was saying that, oh my God, when she balled up a piece of paper, it wasn't the same anymore now that she knew everything alive. Or when she reached to kill a fly, it's just not the same anymore because you're killing some part of you on some level because everything is one. So that same electron, or let's say atom, the same atom that is in the piece of paper, the same atom that is in the dresser, the same atom that is in everything animated and inanimated, the electron is in it, and God's divine light. So that's why it's alive. It's alive. Nothing is dead. Everything is alive. It's just that we don't understand electrons enough to understand that. And that's why I'm explaining it to you. I'm getting down to the nitty-gritty to explain it. I've had people say they didn't understand about electron in science, but they can understand it more the way I explain it. I'm glad to know that. Because this explains to you why the electron, why everything is alive. Nothing is dead. Everything on this planet, actually everything in the universe, but we're just going to talk about the planet. Everything in the planet has electrons. And in that electron, everything in the planet has an atom. And in that atom, it has an electron. And in that electron, there is light. And we call that light the divine light. And it's alive. So the next time you go to step on a roach or swat a fly, or take a piece of paper and ball it up, just know that it's alive. So we are one with all things. Why are we one? Because it's light. And it's light in all animated and inanimated things. There is the light. And you are that light. God is light. Your Father is that light. So God is inside of everything. There's nothing where God cannot be found, because there's nothing that light cannot be found. When you think about it, when you think about God and how he created the universe, he put himself in everything. There's nothing he's not in. You just don't understand that because, I don't know, I think it's because they teach us that God is a spirit. And when they teach us that God is a spirit, that is very difficult to try to comprehend that, to try to understand how this spirit is in everything. Because, people who are clairvoyant, they could see spirits. I remember a friend of mine was teaching me how to see a spirit when I was younger, and she said to me, "Just look at the outside of a body, like the outside of a body. Think of that. Look at that. Like, look at my body and just trace my body and look at the outside of the body, and that's basically what you're gonna see in a spirit. So therefore, you be thinking that God is shaped like a spirit. This is literally what you think. So then you got to try to comprehend, how is this body image shaped like a spirit in everything? It's hard to comprehend all that. But when you understand that God is light, and when you even think about it, that is really grand, to think that God thought to put himself into everything. Then you have to be able to comprehend that so because a lot of you, even though you don't think that you believe that God is sitting on a throne somewhere, you really do believe that, because that's basically what they be teaching you in religious, that he's sitting on a throne somewhere. But that is not true. God is light. And when you think in that concept about God being light, then your mind can comprehend that, oh my God, he's everywhere. Yes, he's everywhere. Then you can imagine that light being in everything and everywhere. But when you try to think of it as a spirit being in everything and everywhere, it doesn't, that's a hard image to really partake of and understand. Because I remember when I was younger and I was trying to think of God's spirit and everything, and I'm thinking, okay, well, is his body in my body? You know what I'm saying? Is the outline of his body in me? Or is his spirit in me? And I just could never comprehend that. If his spirit is in me, where is it at in me? So if his spirit in me, then how can his spirit be in somebody else? Because if we have one spirit, then how is God's spirit everywhere? And then you might think, okay, well, God could be everywhere simultaneously. So maybe he has his spirit in everybody simultaneously. But as you go on and grow, things still aren't making total sense. So that's not it. But when you get it, that God is light, then you can comprehend. Before you even learn about the electrons, you could comprehend that, yeah, that light is everywhere. So now we have the light, right? We have the light. We understand now that God is light. We understand and can comprehend and can imagine. We can use our vivid imagination that God is in everything because it's light. So then the next question for you, where is the intelligence of God? Now, some of you might say, girl, I ain't even thought like that. What you talking about? I ain't even thought like that. Where is his intelligence? The divine light is God's light. Inside of God's light lies his divine intelligence. So when you call or command the light into your presence, and you give it a call or a command to fulfill something in your world, how does it know to fulfill it? It has to have intelligence, because God's divine intelligence resides in the light. So if you give a command, light, take dominion of my world, create your perfection and hold your dominion for eternity. How does God get that request? Because His intelligence resides in the light. So in the beginning, there was darkness. And then the darkness wanted to know itself. And then the light was created, or the light manifested. And God created more of this light, or the light expanded, and the light grew. So out of the light came more light. So that's why I said it expanded or grew. But it's light. Inside this light is divine love. As it expanded and grew, it's divine love. So I'm going to talk about light and love kind of interchanges, but I'm going to talk about it separately, because there's some very strong things I want to tell you about the light. I mean, not the light, I'm sorry. The flame. Well, some people call it the flame, but that flame is the love. So I want to talk about that separate. So I'll do another audio on love. Right now, I want you to understand, comprehend, which you may not be able to do right now. You might ask God to show you how is He light. Once you get it, that God is light, then you'll understand that He's not on a throne, sitting on a throne somewhere. That God is in everything. And that light fills you. How does it feel? It's all through your body. It's in electrons all through your body. Not only is the light in you, the light is in you, around you, and most important, it is you. Nothing can keep you from the light. Nothing can hold you back from the light. It just can't. There are spiritual attachments out here that try to keep the light from coming in. How you gonna keep? You can't keep the light from coming in, because it's you. But you can't block the light, in other words, because it's you. The more you grow, the more you'll be able to see what I'm saying. But first, you got to first understand and comprehend that God is light, because right now, your unconscious mind is thinking that God is sitting on a throne. God is a human being, because that's what they've told you. That God is, I don't even know. One man told me, oh yeah, God is a superhuman being. He's superhuman, is what he told me. And then one man said to me, how could God worry about my problems when there's other problems in the world that's more important than me? You see, that statement right there is like God is light. So I'm going to do another one. Have a good evening. Thanks for tuning in.